I heard there Aussies here? What? Yeah? Very sheepish. Good, good. It's not going to be fun for you for the next minute and a half. I moved here from Australia at the end of 2019 to travel. In case you want to know how my life decisions work out about that. I did a reverse Britain, I realized. Like I left Australia and was imprisoned here. I don't mind not living in Australia though, because Australia is a tough place to live if you look like me. I don't know if you guys can tell in this lighting. I am Asian, your hunch was correct. And Australia is a tough place to live if you're Asian. I don't know if you guys know this about Australia. It has a bit of a reputation for being a little bit racist. You know, just talk to these guys, I'm sure they'll let you know. So Australia has a reputation. I didn't make that reputation, they have it. They have a reputation for being a bit racist, and that's bad, because Asian people have a reputation for being brown. It just doesn't mix very well, you know what I mean? Like, it's not something we can change. Apparently it's not something they can change either. So you just have to deal with it. It was worse for me though, because I actually grew up in a country called New Zealand, which in Australia, do we have some Kiwis there? Yeah? Cool. Much more crowded, yes. I like it, I like it. I'll tell you why it's tougher for me, so you'll understand. Have you been to Australia before? It's fucked, isn't it? For a Kiwi. It's bad enough if you're brown, but like, I'm also Kiwi. I'm like a whole other category of racism. You know what I mean? Like, I get all the curry stuff. You guys are familiar. But then I would get all the sheep fucking jokes, you know, like you guys have with the Welsh. You guys, you know, we're basically the Welsh of the Southern Hemisphere, except good at rugby. That's the only real difference. That's the only difference. And that made it tough to live in Australia, because basically anytime someone in Australia tells a racist joke, there's like a 40% chance it applies to me. It's like mathematically bad. And they tell a lot of them. They tell a lot. There's only one scenario in which it kind of worked in my favor, and that was anytime I was on public transport, and someone yelled, "Go back to where you came from!" I would say, "Be more specific." Don't get me wrong, I'm happy to leave. It's just because of 2 different flights I have to catch. Where do you want me to go? I thought the UK would be better. That was stupid of me. That was so dumb. I was like, you have plenty of brown people. You must love them. Your foreign secretary's brown. You must love immigrants. Turns out no. It is different here though, and I think this is the thing that's been like bugging me, because in Australia they're like loudly racist. And I realize I kind of appreciate that, because I know where I stand with that person. In the UK, they'll make you aware of your race, but they won't say anything, so they kind of get away with it. Like I was on a bus, and this Asian guy got on the bus, right? And he started doing the worst thing anyone could ever do on a bus. He started listening to music on his phone with no headphones in. Yeah, loudly. Weird that you like did that and not to the racism stuff. Just pointing that out. I was like, all of Australia's racist. What are you gonna do? We're gonna make the rules. He's gonna play music on his phone. No. Fair enough. I'll take what I can. But that's what I mean. It was a really horrific thing happening. I was really getting upset. Everyone on the bus is getting upset. And then something weird happened, and this is what I'm trying to talk about. Everyone on the bus looked at me as the one other Asian person there. As if this was now my responsibility. You know what I mean? Like, just because I guess we share like the same skin tone, I must understand everything about this man and know how to get through to him. This is a psychopath. He's playing music on the bus. No one can get through to this man. But they didn't say anything. That's the thing. If they'd said something, I could be like, no, what the fuck's wrong with you? They just gave me the eyes. They were just like... like with their eyes, they were like, he's one of yours. No, he's not one of mine. I'm actually pretty white. Like I said, I grew up in New Zealand. I'm about as Asian as a fish and chip shop curry sauce. Like the word curry is there. You think it's Asian. It's white. That's a US thing. But that's what I mean. I'm always in scenarios where I'm like, is this offensive? Like, I don't know if you guys know this. America doesn't like immigrants either. You're not going to hear Callie chirp up now, are you? So I was in America. Right? This is probably the worst example of this. I was in America. I was in New York. I thought I was in a pretty safe place. And this guy got on stage, right, at a show in New York. And he saw me in the audience and then decided for the rest of his set, he was going to keep referring back to me as Slumdog. That's good, right? That's absolutely fucked. I didn't know what to do about that. I didn't know. I realized something about myself in that moment, though. As upset as I was, as just like a human being, I realized that I was more upset as just like a big fan of movies. Because that's like a 12-year-old movie reference at this point. Like, there have been more recent movies with brown leads. I'm just saying, if you're gonna be racist, just like update it a little bit, you know? Like he called me Slumdog, I was pissed, but if he'd called me Life of Pi, I wouldn't have been that upset. Because then I'm like, this guy's racist, but he's seen Life of Pi. Like, he's into world cinema. We need more of that. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm always in scenarios. This is why I was confused about that scenario, because if someone's racist to me, you can say, oh, that's racist, but the guy in question was African American, right? And so I can't call an African American person racist. That's reverse racism. That's not the kind of white person I am. New Zealand raised me better than that. And I started to think, I'm like, is this just my own hang-up on race? Like, I'm assuming I'm seeing this guy's calling me Slumdog because I'm brown. Like, but what is this just my own hang-up on race? What, I live in a very racially charged time? What if he just really thinks I'm going to find true love one day? That's what happens in Slumdog Millionaire. I'm assuming he's calling me Slumdog because of the color of my skin, but he just really thinks I'm going to win Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Nobody's been that confident in me before in my life. I can't say no. What do you say to that? That's what I mean, because I am an awkward person. I do get into scenarios where I'm like, have I done the wrong thing here? Like, I don't know if anyone's been on like a very long flight. So the flight over from Australia is like 15 hours, stopping over and stuff. And on the flight over, the guy next to me, who I do not know, very important for this story, he fell asleep on my shoulder. Have you ever had someone you don't know fall asleep on a body part of yours? It's weird, right? You don't know what to do, because again, it's not his fucking shoulder he's sleeping on. Like, you know, what are you doing? But if I'm being honest, I'm not really using my shoulder at that moment. That's what I mean. What is the right thing to do? I don't know. Is it selfish of me to throw him off? I don't know. I thought I'd do a nice thing. He looked like he was having a nice sleep. I let him sleep. You know? That's what I thought.
Push over.
Thank you. Are you an Australian?
No, I just don't fly well.
You just don't fly well. Okay. Has anyone here flying with you in this group of yours recently? Or like, can you corroborate
I just got back from a work trip and I'm just full of anger.
Yeah. Cool, alright. Well, now we know she's full of anger. That's good for us. Do you like cuddling people you don't know?
No.
Because this is what happened to me.
Oh, God.
In his sleep, he put his arm around me and he started snuggling me. It's confronting. Like a proper snuggle, like he made himself comfortable, like he did one of those like, snuggled into me. What the fuck? What do you do with that? I don't know. I'll tell you what I shouldn't have done. Yeah? You think I should have cuddled him back? That's what I did. I cuddled him back. I did cuddle him back, and I'll tell you why that was a mistake. Because 3 seconds after I cuddled him back, he woke up and suddenly I was the fucking lunatic on the floor. That's why that was the wrong choice. He was looking at me like, what the fuck are you doing? I said, what are you doing? You're the one cuddled a stranger. Technically speaking, I cuddled a friend I made very recently. But that's what I mean. I'm always thinking like, is it my own hang-up on race? Is it because I'm an awkward person? I decided for myself. I said I'm gonna try not see race. I'm gonna try really hard to just find other explanations. People aren't always that racially charged. And then I moved to London, and I moved in with a landlady who was very particular about her things. She's the kind of person who labels her spoons, you know. The kind of person who's happy in their life. I moved in with this landlady, right? And she had a 2 wooden spoon system for cooking. One was a spoon labeled sweet, and that was for cooking sweet things. And one was a spoon labeled spicy, and that was for cooking spicy things. Then when I moved in, she decided to buy a spoon that she labeled curry. Is that right? I didn't say that. I didn't say to her, I'm going to cook a lot of curry, by the way. much card you're going to wear down your existing skills. Is it racist? She technically bought me a gift. She actually